All right, well, welcome traders. It is 10:30 sharp on the West Coast, 1:30 on the East Coast, and just welcome to the followmetrades.com live trading room. And we're having this special session today as the FOMC minutes come out. So just want to make sure, do a quick sound check, screen check, make sure everybody can hear me okay. If you would just type in Y, if you can hear me clearly, if you can see my screen. All good. Okay. Thank you, Marco, Tony, Jeff, Wayne, Judy. All right. 2 Ys from Wayne. Must be really coming through good. Loud and clear, Sammy. Thank you, Deepak, Bill. All right, great. Well, we got a little time, but we want to be teed up and ready when the meeting minutes come out. So here's what we're looking at. If we look at, I use the Bloomberg economic calendar. This is a pretty good tool that shows us when important news releases, economic reports and stuff like that are coming out. And so we had a couple of reports this morning that really didn't move the market. We had PPI, we had industrial production, and then the oil status report. Usually that moves it, but I think the market is just waiting right now. This is a big deal, waiting for the FOMC meeting announcement. This is where the Federal Open Market Committee, the Fed, after their meeting, releases the minutes, and it talks about their plans, their take on the economy, and all the indicators they look at, and their forecast, which comes out at the same time. But the big deal is, based on that forecast, what are they going to do with interest rates? And I'm sure most of you guys are all traders, that the market's been waiting for that for months, and it'll be really interesting. There's all kinds of speculation. You can go, Google news stories about, the employment report and production, and of course Brexit now is weighing on people's minds. They may talk about that. And people speculate and hang on every word. I think the consensus is they don't really expect anything to be changed, that the Fed is probably not going to raise rates this month or in July, probably not this summer, maybe later this year. They're really waiting to see how the economy is doing. But we can guess all day long. And, I think it's kind of like throwing a dart. You got a 50-50 chance of being right or wrong. What's really important is how the market responds to the news, to what, I call the reality of the charts. And the only reality are price and volume. Those actually happen. And so we're going to watch. There's typically quite a bit of volatility as the minutes come out, even if they don't say anything. And so we've got a trade setup as news breaks that I'll share with you here in a little bit, and we'll look for that setup. And if we get a good setup, I'll demonstrate it on my charts. And that leads me to a good point, that this information is being presented for information, education only. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not making any recommendations. If I'll review my trading rules, and if my trading rules are met, and if I get a setup, I'll demonstrate the trade on my screen on TradeStation. But that's not a recommendation. Each person, you know your own tolerance for risk, your own account, all that kind of stuff, and you have to make your own decision. But I'll demonstrate what I do. All right. So while we got 26 minutes until the report comes out, we'll take a look at the charts. We'll review kind of the trend and where we're at, make good use of the time, and then as the release gets near, we'll watch what happens. Okay. So while we're just getting ready and getting set up here, yeah, we got a really full room. A lot of people here. Glad to have you guys here. Maybe some of you type in where you're at. It's always interesting to see just geographically where people are calling in from. If you're in the States, just the city and state you're in. And we typically have a handful of folks from overseas. So Deepak, calling in from India. What part of India, Deepak? I've actually been to Bangalore. Ontario, Canada. We got upstate New York. Europe from France. Hey, Tom. Very cool. Got the UK. So Tony, Do you get to vote on Brexit? Marco's from Seattle, originally from Mexico. Hey, I'm just south of you. I'm down here in Olympia, Washington, Marco. Fox Island, Washington. Got another neighbor. Cucamonga, Mumbai. Okay, cool. Philly suburbs, Granada Hills, Ireland. Hey, David. Well, cheers to you in Ireland, man. Raleigh, Australia, Manfred in Australia. Cool. Tony's already voted. But we won't ask how you voted, Tony, because that could be a personal issue, personal question. But everybody's sure watching. That'll be really, really interesting. Chicago. Hey, David. Yeah. If my geography was better, I could figure out on the fly who's calling in from the farthest away. Australia might win. Oh, Austria. Manfred is Austria. Okay. Cool. Greece. I am in Olympia, Washington, just south of Seattle. Just south of Seattle, about an hour south of Seattle. Tony says it makes a great change for the UK to be doing something important for the markets. And George says, say Mississippi. MISS, ISS, IPPI. All right, we still got people signing in. Welcome, traders. We got time. We got like about 20 minutes to kill here. Dennis from Seattle. Well, we got more Washingtonians on than normal. So India might be the farthest away right now. Okay, well, let me show you my trade setup that I look for as the news for the market breaks. Let me get there. Real quick. It's a whole presentation. There we go. So that's what we're looking for. Here's a short setup. This is on the ES. So when news breaks, there's typically a very dramatic price movement. And so we look at this price movement, the initial one, and I'll show you how I got my chart set up here in just a little bit. And then we look for a Fibonacci retracement. So we capture that initial move and we put some Fibonacci retracement lines on. We look for a retracement into the retracement zone 38.2 to 61.8. That's kind of the sweet spot for retracement. And it tells you that there's a trend maybe starting with a, in this case, a lower low, a lower high, and then we look for a new move down. Now, at this first move, this would be an aggressive entry. We could take this entry here as it goes down, up, down, and then the more conservative one would be down here as it puts in a new low. So that's a short setup. Again, an initial move, a Fibonacci retracement, 38.2 to 61.8, and then catch the next move down. Because that really tells us using Dow theory that there's a trend underway with lower low, lower high, lower lows. Okay, and we don't even need any other indicators than that. We can trade a move like that just based on price movement with the Fibonacci tools. I do use other indicators, and I'll show them. But let's look here. So here's the long setup, and here's the initial move to the upside. This one's on the gold chart. Again, a retracement, this time a retracement down into the Fibonacci zone, and then the next move up. And so this move up, 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 down, up, this would be an aggressive entry, and this would be a very conservative entry. So we'll look for this entry right here. We'll try and take the aggressive one today. Now, we could sit here and watch it and not get a setup. And part of disciplined trading is to have a set of trading rules and to have setups that you recognize. And if you get your setup, you take the trade. But if you don't, if something different is happening, you have the discipline. You don't just pull the trigger just because the market's moving in one direction. And the worst thing is when the market moves dramatically and then just keeps going. It doesn't really give an entry point. and I'm not a big fan of jumping into existing trends because you never know when they're going to turn around. You don't know if it's just a move that's going to retrace, because every big move eventually retraces. So I hate to jump into a trend that has not retraced, because you could be jumping in at exactly the time that it's getting ready to retrace. I don't like that. I don't like getting stopped out of trades, right? It's part of, for no good reason. You know, every trade at its outset is unknown and can fail, but we want to take the ones that have the highest probability. And so far we're doing pretty good. Oops, let me, I got my team member coming in, and I think I just made her the presenter. Let me get this squared away. I'll make myself the presenter. Show my screen again. There, that should all be well. Okay, you guys can see my screen again, I think. All's good? Yeah, good. Roz is asking if I can analyze the CL move this morning. You bet. You bet. Thanks, Rebecca. All's good. Okay, let me go ahead and show my charts now. Good. Oh, you want to see that setup again there, Marco? I'll do that. We got time. There's the short setup. So an initial move down, a retracement into the Fibonacci area of 38.2 to 61.8, and then a down, up, down. That's what we want to see, and that would be the entry right there. Okay, cool. Let's go back to my futures trade charts now. You are welcome, Marco. Absolutely. All right, so here's my futures charts. I've got the ES, the E-mini, S&P 500 futures contract. On the right-hand side, that's this chart here. Both these charts here are the E-mini. The bottom is a 2-minute chart, and the top is a range chart. I'm using a 5-tick range chart on the ES. Range charts have no time element, so they move strictly based on a price range, which I've set at 5 ticks, 1.25 points. The ES moves in 25-cent ticks. And so when price moves 5 ticks, beyond 5 ticks, it paints a new bar, either up or down. And so you see there again, there's no time element. It's pure price movement. And sometimes they can give us patterns that we don't see yet. In fact, we'll probably get the patterns faster on the range charts as news breaks, faster than we will on the minute charts. Okay. So I got 2 minutes on the bottom, a 5 range chart, 5-tick range chart on the top. I've got the gold, same setup here. I've got gold in the middle here, 2-minute chart on the bottom, and then an 8-tick range chart on the top. And then over on the left, I've got oil, the oil futures contract. Now, as the news breaks, oil isn't nearly as affected by the FOMC minutes as gold and ES are. So we're going to take those out. We're going to drop those. But somebody had asked to see the CL move this morning. So we'll take a look at that real quick. And then we're going to disappear the oil charts and just focus on gold and ES for the meeting minutes release. So let's take a look. So the oil report came out here at 7:30 this morning. It gapped up, and at least we run a live trading room. We run a live trading room 4 days a week, and we had our normal session this morning, and we watched as the oil report came out. It gapped up, and during our trading room hours, it hadn't retraced sufficiently for us to get an entry. It did later on, And so this setup would have been right here to take the long on oil, and it would have been pretty nice, and we would have taken a little profit on that. It's pretty short, almost a scalp trade. But again, during our room hours, it just kind of popped up and then retraced and then never gave a setup. Marco's asking, is there setup for a long trade or daily? It's so this setup I'm showing you it's really meant, it's intraday, it's very fast. So as the news breaks, we get a big move. We're looking for a retracement and a setup after that. And so it'll be a pretty short-term trade. We can go long or we can go short, but it will be a short period of time that we would be in the trade. And that's a special setup just for breaking news. I have other trade setups for just normal markets. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So let's go ahead and disappear these oil charts for now, and let's just focus on gold and the ES for the FOMC news as it gets ready to break here. So the actual trade I'm going to be taking, if we get the setup mark, is on either gold or the ES, whichever one gives us the best setup. As news breaks out, and we just reviewed what the setup criteria was a little bit earlier. We are recording this too. If you came in later and you want to, look back at it or just go review it later, we're recording that, and we'll have a link available to you. No, Mark, we will go short or long. It will be a short-term trade, a quick trade. There, I won't use the term short, right? We'll go short or long, and it'll be pretty quick. We'll probably be in it for a few minutes to, half hour, however long it trends. We use the reality of the market. We use a specific set of rules to manage the trade, and I'll go over those as we get into the trade. Okay. And James is asking about the triangles. Yeah, those are called pyramid trading points. They're part of the ART applied reality trading system from traderscoach.com. And so the ART system includes these triangles, and it includes these 1B, 2B dealies that you see here. And these are reversal bars, bullish or bearish reversal bars. And it also includes the entire package, the entire suite of indicators from Traders Coach includes, so the pyramids, the reversals, this oscillator here, which is called the optimum wave locator. It really helps us with Elliott wave count and just to see whether a particular trend still has building momentum or whether it is losing momentum. And then there's a precision trend filter down here, which is really easy to interpret. If it's green, it's predicting more highs, and if it's red, it's predicting more lows. So those are the indicators I'm using. I use a combination of Elliott wave and Dow theory for my trade entries. So Elliott wave, Dow is real simple. It says an uptrend consists of higher highs, higher lows. And a downtrend is lower lows, lower highs. These pyramids call out the same thing. So this is, this green pyramid here is a higher high, higher low, and it's confirmed when a new high is put in. But it's got specific criteria of the ratio to the up leg to the down leg to make these special higher high, higher low sequences on the upside. And we use the top of the pyramid as an entry point and the base of the pyramid as a stop point. And Marco's saying, yeah, he's noticing I'm using McDowell. Bennett McDowell is the founder of Traders Coach. And yeah, I'm using his indicators. Do I recommend them? I do. I'm using them. I use them in all of my trading. So yeah, I recommend them. I joke. So I'm an affiliate. I'm partnered with TradersCoach.com. I do a lot of the coaching for them. We work together. And I'm an affiliate. I can sell their software. I get my students, my customers, a 50% discount on their indicators. And I joke and I say, hey man, I paid full price, several years ago, and it was worth it then. But I can get you a discount on the ART indicators. Okay, looks like my team member Lynn is back. Maybe she's having internet connection issues. See if that works. Okay, get my charts right here. Okay, good questions, good discussion. All right, it does look like Lynn is here. She's pretty new to my team here and is doing a great job helping out with customer support and stuff. All right. Wayne's giving me updates. He's using the Ichimoku cloud, and he's saying that on the 60-minute, it's up in the middle of the cloud. Yeah, Mark. Mark. So I'm trading, Mark, ES on the right, the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and gold on the left. It's the gold futures contract. And I'm not sure if we'll be going short or long. It depends on the trade setup after the news breaks. So when the news breaks, we expect a dramatic price move either up or down. And we reviewed a specific trade setup that we're looking up either direction. Okay, yeah, clear now? Good. Okay, we're about 9 minutes out from the news release. We'll see how it goes. You can see the market right now. It was up a little bit at the open, but nothing impressive. And it's sitting here, everybody's waiting for the Fed news. We could define this channel that it's been in really lately, right? Here's the channel that it's been in lately. And that's how many points spread in that channel? 6 points difference about. Almost like clockwork when these big news events like the FOMC minutes, it has a pretty volatile move. And there's really, trying to predict that, I think, is counterproductive, right? But we don't have to try and guess because we're going to see the reality of it here. We'll respond to the reality, right? The thousands and thousands of participants will vote with their money on what they think of what the Fed's going to do or not do. Again, even if they come out and say nothing, there'll probably be some volatility around that. And there could be opportunities created in that volatility. So we do have a few minutes. In our live trading room, we run this room Monday through Thursday every week. We are here before the market open, and then we start at 9:15 Eastern time and go until 11 o'clock. And most days we get a couple good trades. James is asking to explain the range bar again. Yeah. So if you notice these range bars, James, anyone else, every range bar is the exact same height, right? If you look at on the 2-minute, the bars are of different heights because it's, what was the open, high, low, and close within a 2-minute period. The range chart, the range bars are price movement. And in this case, I've got it set to 5 ticks. That's an adjustable variable. So I've got it set so when price moves 5 ticks, it paints a bar and then moves on to the next one. Okay. And Marco is asking about information to join the live trading room. Well, Lynn would be happy to post that for you. There'll be a link in the chat area in just a minute. Pretty good deal. The list price for the live trading room is $39 a month. During these special events, we offer you a special deal if you sign up during the event for a 30% discount. So we'll get you in for $27 a month. We also review, yeah, it's a great deal, Marco says. It is a good deal. We also review some of my stock trading ideas. We look for any day trades that might be emerging on a stock, and we look at longer term time frames. I day trade the futures markets, but most of my money is in longer term stock trades, and I trade stocks, and I primarily trade those with option contracts. William's asking, do I trade the euro? No, I don't trade Forex. I have traded currency futures, but quite often the volume's a little low on those, and over time I've found that just the gold, oil, and the indexes are really there's plenty of setups there, but I don't trade Forex. If we got about 5 minutes till the news comes out, so I don't want to get distracted. We want to watch what happens here really, really carefully. After it comes out, if nothing's happening, if anybody has any stocks they'd like me to analyze, I'd be happy to do that. I'll even share some of my ideas, some of my stock pick things that I'm watching. We do run a stock picking service. There's a subscription that I publish to my subscribers, the stocks that I'm trading with my own money in my own account, and we've got a really good multi-year track record on that. I publish the information to either trade it directly with shares, just to buy or sell the shares, and I also give option contract specs on the picks. Now, a lot of people still joining. We got a good turnout here in the room. Welcome, folks just joining. We're a few minutes away from the minutes release, and it should be exciting. Now I'll pause to breathe for a minute. I've been talking nonstop since we joined. There, Lynn did post in the chat area. If you look at your GoToWebinar control panel, there's a chat area, and she posted the link. If anybody would like to join the live trading room, sign up and be with us there Monday through Thursday. Love to have you. So we had said ES was in this channel, so it's heading up to the top of it. We will see whether it bounces off or whether it breaks out of it. But that'll be kind of irrelevant once the news is released. Typically, gold and the indexes, gold and ES, have an inverse relationship. It's not a perfect inverse relationship, but it's highly correlated. And so whichever, if the ES pops up, then gold may pop down. Look, you just got a big move. We're getting really, really close to the minutes release. Richard's asking to see the chat. It should be in your control panel, the GoToWebinar panel there. Richard, can you find that? Now, even when we get these big moves, we're going to wait, remember, and see if I get that setup that I explained before. We're not going to jump in and try and, like gold's going down. We're not going to try and catch a falling knife here. We're going to wait for our setup to happen. Richard, you're in via a web browser versus having the control panel. Hey, Lynn, could you post that link as an answer to his question and then share it with all? That way everybody can see it. That's another method. I'm going to go ahead and fire up my chart trading so we're all ready. Yeah, look at that. We're getting some movement now. So there, the report's out. Look what happened to gold. Wow. And they both went up. That's unusual. So gold popped up and the ES popped up. Well, let's just see how that is sustained here. Mark saying DX crashed. What's the abbreviation DX there, Mark? Dollar index. Okay. Yeah, US dollar. Okay. Big move on gold. That's nice because in our stock pick service, we're long gold. So I'm pretty happy about big move up in gold, of course. So let's look at our range chart here. A little messy. But here's the move. Here's the move right here. Let's see if we get a retracement now. We want to see a retracement down between these blue lines and then another move up that we would be taking. So let's watch that. Again, we might see it faster on the range chart. That's why we're looking there. I'm going to do the same thing here on ES. So there's our initial move. So ES has retraced into that zone we're looking for. So now we just want a trading signal, and we're pretty close to getting it here. It would be really nice if we painted a pyramid, one of those pyramids that I explained earlier. So good. I'm happy that ES is retreating a bit. That's going to give us better confidence, right? We want it to stay inside this zone. It can even go below it. As long as it doesn't go below this 76.4, that's a valid, good retracement. Gold's retracing. Now it's heading up. We want to see a high, a low, and a new high, and we would take that. I'll use 3 contracts, which is pretty typical. So it stayed above that 76 line. That's what we want. We do use strict risk management. So I'm doing this in a demo account for you just to demonstrate the trading method. It's a $50,000 account, so we never want a trade that has the potential to lose more than 2% of the account, no more than $1,000 on the trade. Okay, this is good. We got the retracement, a move up, a quick reversal down. ES is still retracing. That wasn't enough down move on gold yet. We want to see a higher high, higher low, new high, and we would take that. Let's watch really close. ES, very nice retracement, now coming back up. We're looking for the same thing. It's just lagging gold a little bit. Okay, now we do have a good retracement. So we're going to get an order staged if we're going to put it on now. We're in. I'll just take the market. It met my setup that I explained. And now I'm going to put my stop under the last low. Let me get it fine-tuned. Be ready. My stop's a couple ticks off. Let me get it in the right place. Needs to be one tick under that that low. Right there. Now this is a pretty short-term trade, pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little profit. I'm going to take one contract off right now. What that does is lock in some profit and get risk reduced. You know, name of the game is capital preservation and risk minimization. So we already took profit. I said this would be a short-term trade, right? So we took a little profit on that. Now what we want is a new high. If we put in a new high, we're going to trail our stop up to that newer higher low. And we're just going to try and stay with it, take profit along the way, and then keep the final part of the position on as long as the trend lasts. So ES is getting ready to do the same thing here. It retraced, it went up, it's pulled back nicely. So let's go ahead and stage an ES order, and if it makes a new high here, we'll take an entry on ES. If it doesn't make a new high, we won't get in. And our stop will be wherever the previous low ends up being. For now, it's right there. Yeah, Tom, we're just really demonstrating the trading method here. That's why we're in Sim. I do trade the live markets with my own money, but for demonstrations in the webinars, I do it in Sim. Marco's asking, yeah, so I got an entry staged at 2078. Yes, on ES. We won't take it unless it gets up there. We've got our stop currently sitting at 2073.50. But it could go, if it makes a new low first, if it takes out this low down here, we're going to cancel this trade. So we just got to wait and see. So this is a potential trade at this stage. And you see we got a potential pyramid forming over here, which is really good news. It's kind of confirming that entry point that we had seen with, you know, a retracement and a higher high, higher low. If a new high is here, this will turn green from yellow's potential. And so we did get a new high, so we're going to trail our stop on gold up to this last high up here, up this last low up here. Oops. One tick below that last one. That's how we manage the trade, is higher highs, higher lows, and new highs are put in. When we put in a new high, we trail our stop up to that new higher low. So ES just put in a new low, so we're going to cancel this. So we're going to wait on ES. Let's cancel this trade. It's not a go at this point. And we just got a bearish pyramid too. Looks like gold may go against us too. And that's why we did take a little profit on it earlier. And we moved the stop. So that's why we really wanted to, you know, it's pretty volatile. So we took a small loss on that one. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, Marco's asking, so what was the news anyway? I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look. And, I care in an abstract sort of way, but what I'm really interested in is what how the market's responding to it, because that ultimately is what matters. Is you know, uh, how is the market responding to the news? That's the reality. The rest is speculation. Neela says no hike, she thinks, or he. I'm not sure. Thanks. Brad's confirming, yeah, rates left unchanged. Isn't that funny? So no news, really. Dovish yell and a shocker, says Lorraine. 2 hikes to come this year. Okay. Um, that's no news, right? But look how volatile no news made the market. Wayne said Kudlow is still looking for Goldilocks. Okay. So let's see if these things settle into a trend here. ES could be starting a downtrend. Gold is still bullish if we look at the 2-minute charts. Yellen's going to get in front of the microphone in about 16 minutes. Yeah, so we'll have continued volatility. Lorraine says, Yellen says there may be 1 hike this year, and it's surprising to Lorraine that the market is not taking off with continued dovishness. Well, you know, that's why I like the reality of the markets, because we can sit here all day and think about what it should do or what we think it's going to do, or we can trade according to what it's actually doing. And the dovishness, why are they not raising interest rates? Well, because the economic conditions are kind of weak, right? And it becomes a real, it's kind of like going through the looking glass with Alice, right? Well, you try to put all the moving pieces together and think about what they should do. Let's just get in front of the charts and trade the reality. So there's a pretty nice short setup here on ES. We could have taken this second pyramid, but the problem is, look down here on the 2-minute chart. Look at this support down here. I'm not going to short ES until it goes through that support level. If it does, then we may have a really good setup. Okay, and Wayne's been reporting that it's been up in the cloud on the longer term charts, which the Ichimoku clouds can call out resistance. So I'm still studying the clouds. They're pretty intriguing. There might be something there that I test and roll into my trading method over time. But meanwhile, we're doing pretty good without them. Same thing with gold. Just gave us a bullish pyramid, but it's against bearish indicators down below. We're not going to do anything unless it gets above here. If it's really going to get a trend going, we'll have time to get in it and make some profit. We don't have to be greedy. Fear and greed, 2 things that'll drain your trading account. But I'll share a trade with you. I said I run a stock picking service and publish 1 to 2 picks every week. We're in them an average of 4 to 6 weeks. We've got a really nice profit record over several years. We're profitable this year as well. Here's a trade that I called out to my subscribers. This is GLD, the Gold Spider Trust, and pretty much the same trade on GDX. So we took an entry on this Monday at 122.98. We're already in a pretty nice profit. We got an initial stop down here at 120.23 and a target up here at 128.61. It's not the biggest profit in the world, but real solid. I said I use Elliott wave. We got a really nice wave 3 and a 4 here. Not a perfect 4, but a pretty good 4 down here. Had a nice ABC, almost into the Fibonacci zone, and then clear evidence of a 5 starting. So we're trading 5. I got, what price did I get in on the gold options, George? I got to go look. It was the low end of my price range on the calls because it just barely, it didn't gap, right? So it was a really good deal. We got a good price on those GLD calls. So Lynn's posted a link in the chat area. If you're interested in those stock picks, part in this room, you can try it. You can get 2 weeks worth of picks, 10 days, for $7. You can give it a try for $7, and you'll get to see the trades we're taking, the ones I publish. I provide complete management of the trade through the life of it. So, just like we did here, if we really control risk, we keep our losers very, very small. Some do lose, but we got a good win rate, running rate of about 70% win. But as a subscriber, as I take profit along the way, move the stop, everything until the trade's closed, you get complete updates the whole way through. Part of the subscription, you can book time with me one-on-one, and I'll answer any questions you have, teach you how to follow, how to use my website, follow the trades if you need help, or email support. I answer emails, nearly all the emails same day. Several subscribers are online here, and they are very happy. George saying he got into that gold trade. Oh, you didn't get in Monday, huh, George? I think it's going to be a good one. Okay, gold's up above this resistance level that we talked about. So if we get a signal up above there, we'll be interested in another shot at a long on gold. We just got caught up in that volatility. The trend was right. We were right about the trend. All right. Our stop was in the right place. That could have come down. It happens. It was a very small loss because we managed the risk very carefully on it. Let's see if we get a new entry on it. ES doesn't know what it's going to do so far. Look how it came down almost to that support level that I talked about. That's why we don't take trades into these key support levels. And reverse right off of that. So gold is going to give us a setup. If it goes back up, we'll have another long opportunity. We'll go ahead and get that set up. Be one tick above here. A new high will go into it. And we'll have our stop down under the low. If it doesn't go up, no trade. While we're waiting on that, I got to show you one more trade we're in. We've been in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. U.S. Steel. This has been great. So again, a wave 3, a really nice 4, and we got in right here at 1569, and it's currently at 1775 after just about a week and a half. Got a target up here at 24. This one's looking great. Again, we provide the specs to trade it just by buying the shares, and also option contract specs. I'm trading that one with an option contract and loving it. Love it when they take right off like that. George is asking for my thoughts on Lowe's. I'll take a look at it. I think Lowe's is a good place to go buy power tools with Father's Day coming up, right? That's when they always have the big sales. Let's see if we get into that gold trade. 40% off. So here's Lowe's. We've looked at this. Lowe's is in it's in an uptrend, obviously. This is all wave 3 off here. This is the big impulsive move, wave 3 up. You know, some people kind of roll their eyes when you talk about Elliott wave. It's too complicated. We make it really, really simple. So big move up. It's easy to spot wave 3. It's the biggest move on the chart. Wave 4, it just retraces into this Fibonacci zone, and then wave 5 is the extensions, the Fibonacci extensions, and Lowe's has a target up here of 61.8. Now I would watch this level very closely. If it's reversing right now, if it continues up, then it could go up into this target zone up here. But if it takes out this low, it could be over, and this wave 5 could have failed, could have fallen short. So this low right here at about 75, what is it? Right here, about 75. If it goes below that, don't touch it. If it reverses up, there might be a long. It's not great. The room up to the target isn't that much, and you got this resistance level to worry about up here. Okay, if you're in it, you're in good shape. I'd have my stop under that pyramid right there, George. You probably do, because you're using art and you've taken the course. And you know what you're doing. So George Scott would like a link. Yeah, absolutely, for the joining the stock person. He's on the iPad, so we can't do it right now. We'll get you a link, Robert. Happy to. So we're a few ticks away. We did get a look at this red pyramid. This could be wrong. If this goes above it, it'll be canceled. So let's see if we get into this gold trade. Oh, and we got to move our stop down to that new low. Come on. One tick below that low. It's going to toy with us. Anybody have any stocks they'd like me to look at and offer my analysis on? Happy to do that for you while we're here waiting. Neely would like to look at Tesla. I'd like to drive a Tesla. Okay, we got some signals coming in. Symbols. So here's Tesla chart. Love the company, love the car, don't like the chart. One of the things we teach I teach my students, we have a master traders course, is the minute we look at a chart, within a few seconds, we should be able to tell we're looking for a trend, a channel, or a mess. Oh, we're in the gold trade now. This is a mess. There's no trend that we can discern here on Tesla right now, so we would have to wait for it to really take off and do something before we could trade it. So we're in this gold trade now. Oh, yep. Got some more symbols coming in, so we'll knock those out after we take care of this trade here. So our risk management, or currently, if we get stopped out, we'll lose 780. We want to reduce that as quickly as possible. If we put in a new high here, we're going to sell one real quick. Grab a little profit. Let's go ahead and take it now. Want to get that risk lowered. What we really want to do is get to a kind of a break-even point as quick as possible. We can trail our stop up to here. So let's trail our stop up. Because we're in such a volatile market, we're managing them a little more aggressively than normal. Paulie's asking about the pyramids. We'll cover those in a minute. We talked about them earlier. They're pyramid trading points. They're from the applied reality trading system. That stop's a little too tight, a little aggressive. Let's go under the last one here. Wayne says he works for a new company driving people from LA to Vegas in a Tesla for 70 bucks. Probably, if you're driving, probably not the Sportster, huh? Probably the sedan. Oh, it hasn't started yet. Well, let me know how you like it. John says it cost him 70 bucks to get driven 15 miles over here, wherever here is. Marco says he made some money on GC. Good for you, man. Good for you. Long Island. Ah, John's in Long Island. Oh, yes, just broke down through that support level we were watching. So now if we get a short, we'll take it. we're out of the gold. So that one was, again, because we were watching the risk so closely on that, again, another small loss. It's pretty volatile. Oh, sorry. I was taking a drink of coffee there, Mark. I guess I should mute when I drink my coffee. The setup for the ES short is, it looks like we got a new trend forming down to the downside. It jumped up on the news, but now we've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and it just broke through this pretty significant support level that's been there all morning. And so if we get a new low, lower high, new low coming into this, and it's more clear on the range chart, right? See this low here, this low, and it's moving up. If it goes down, we'll probably get a pyramid here, and we'll take the short on that. The news conference has started. Janet's talking. So we'll definitely get some more volatility out of that. Let's look back at some of these symbols people posted. Buck is asking, didn't X miss bad on the last earnings? Well, new earnings are coming up, and I think in July, so it's been a while. And I don't really care about earnings, Buck. I'm a technical trader, right? I care about the reality of the chart, and the setup is really good, and we're in profit on it. And we will be trailing our stop up. By the time earnings come out 6 weeks from now, our stop, we may be out of the trade. We're in them typically 4 to 6 weeks. So that's the deal on earnings. VRX. Was for Lou. So VRX is interesting. This analysis doesn't mean anything anymore. So this is clearly, I said, we use Elliott wave. We use a very simple version of it. And you go, what's the most dramatic price move on the chart? Well, it's clearly right here, right? And our owl, our optimum wave locator, is helping us. The owl is the deepest here. This pink dot is saying, yeah, indicators think that's wave 3 too, and it is. Right? So here's wave 3, all the way down. That whole move is wave 3. So at some point, it's going to retrace up, and we would measure that from wave 1. 1, 2, 3. We would measure it from wave 2. We'd measure it from this point down to the bottom, and if that is the bottom, then it's highly probable that it's going to retrace up into this zone here. That hasn't proven it. We wait for proof using Dow theory. We want to see a higher high and a higher low sequence to kick that off, and it would look like this. I'll draw it with my pen. We would like to see, I'll exaggerate it so you can kind of see it. We want to see a high, a new high, as it comes out of this channel, and then a pullback. So a high, a higher low, new high, and one tick above that high would be our entry. And we would put our stop at the bottom, and then as it makes new higher highs, higher lows, we would trail our stops up to these previous higher lows until it gets into the target, and then it will tell us when it's over. It'll do this, and then that'll tell us the trend is over. We get a low, lower high, new low, and we would be out of the trade there. That's how we would manage that. So it's not proven yet, but it's got real potential. It's worth watching. I would set a price alert right here. When price goes above that, I would wait for this sequence here. Thanks for sharing that one. what was next? That was VRX, CELG for Keith. Get my pen out of the way. Well, it's definitely in a downtrend, isn't it? It has been for some time. So this downtrend is actually, this is a very slow moving stock. This downtrend is actually, looks like it could be wave 4. We don't have to guess, we can measure it. There's 1, 2. 1, 2 can be very small. The top there is 3. So it's in this wave 4 zone. So it could be heading up next. And again, that same sequence that we were looking for here. That could be the move already. Here, here. This has to be a higher low. It can't go below there. Right? If it puts in a new high, we could be having the next wave, wave 5, beginning on this. And that would look like, oops, wrong tool. It would look like this. Get this under the bottom of 4, wherever it is down here. And so the wave 5 target would be up into here. Not proven yet, but it could. So that's CELG. We've really had to expand it to see this happening. It's a pretty slow mover. What's going on with our futures here? Just don't lose sight of this. Yeah, nothing very exciting, huh? Come on. That was CELG for Keith. TSO for John E. Tesoro, so it's an energy company. So it's kind of moving with oil. Oil is in. Let's give some context. Let's look at oil real quick. Oil futures on a daily chart. So here's oil futures on the daily chart. Let's clean this up just a little bit. Okay, so big massive move from over $120 a barrel down to $30 a barrel. A very nice recovery. We called this recovery a few months ago. We said if oil went above 37.09, that a recovery was underway that would take us up into wave 4, $61 to $82 a barrel. That analysis, we've been right so far, and it's still going on now. This is all wave 4, but in wave 4 we could have 5 waves, and we think we got this is 3, so we'll get a 4, and then the next move up into the zone here. So this could pull back a fair amount down into the mid to low 40s before it takes the next leg up on oil. Okay, and so Tesoro is moving kind of with that, right? And so it's already started this move down. As long as we keep above this this low here, right? When it reverses up, then it could be correcting up pretty high here. It's not following oil perfectly because there's other factors besides the price of oil for Tesoro, but this is all part of a recovery, and there's the first move. It's retraced. It could take another leg up, but that's not proven yet. So no entry on that at this time. Lou was asking, are we in wave 5 for VRX down? No, it's still 3. Still 3 on VRX. KEYW for Mel. I never heard of that one. This will be interesting. The KEYW Holding Group. Pretty messy chart. It's been in a long slow downtrend, and now it looks like it's retracing, but you know, to where you get some more data on the screen, we can see it a little more clearly. Where would it be retracing to? This is clearly wave 3, biggest, most dramatic price movement on the chart. So let's just measure this down to the bottom. Never had a full wave 4. Nope, didn't get a wave 4. So this is almost at the wave 4 retracement zone now. So it's too late for me to be getting into this. Not enough reward left on KEYW. CAM, got a couple symbols here. QRVO. So this must be a fairly new, it looks like it IPO'd back here. It doesn't have that much data, only about a year's worth of data. So obviously, this is the big move down. It started retracing, and so has it retraced very much yet into the zone? Yeah, already in wave 4, so not really tradable at this point. That could have been 4 there and 5, so this could be a new trend. Let's re-examine this. Let's call that 2. Yep, so that was 4. It made it into the zone, and so this was 5. And look, just like magic, it ended in this Fibonacci extension zone. So this could be a new move up. This could be a whole new sequence, and this could be 1, 2, and this could be 3 starting. So possible long on this one, and that could go for a while. And the other thing that happens after these 5 waves down could be just an ABC. And it's got an A, it's got a B, and this could be C. C is usually 1.5 times longer than A. So 2 scenarios, whole new trend, this is 3, or this is C leg. Either one of them takes us higher. So not too bad on QRVO, CBS. CBS Corporation. You know, it is a downturn, but it's really, really messy. And if this is 3, which it probably is, then 4 is done and it's probably heading down, but I'm not excited about CBS, RRC. Range Resources. So this is kind of like that QRVO. I think it's had 5 waves down. There was 3, 4. And like magic, right into that. So these are the ones we try and catch. We would have caught this one right on here on the second pyramid, and that would have been a beautiful short right into the wave 5 target zone. So now it's either got an ABC or a new trend starting here. That would be 1, 2, 3. Probably going to correct before going up into 5 on that one. All right, I think I got caught up on the symbols. Oh, we got a few new ones coming in here. EXAS, CAM. Yeah, we were in EXAS. It didn't work out. See what it's doing now. Sure has popped up, huh? So it broke out of this channel, took out those highs. This could be this could be new. I'd let it pull back and then take the next high. It could be heading up pretty good there. CLRB. Let me just pop over to our futures charts here. Nothing good here. We're not getting that short setup on ES, which was kind of the best thing there. CLRB for Pavlos. I'll bet it's a good one. Pavlos is a student of our Master Trader course. He is hitting it out of the park. He reported earlier this week that he is at a 75% win rate, and I think he's at a 3.5 payout ratio. Those are phenomenal stats. So pretty awesome. Yeah, so this is a good one. We've looked at this before. Yeah, above 504, we're going to get a nice retracement if it's proven here on CLRB. If we get above this 504, we could be going up to 1551 to 2440. That would be an amazing reward to risk, and it really looks, it's a very orderly chart, right? It's a very orderly market, and that's what we really like. Rather than chaotic, volatile, we like to see these orderly waves, and it looks like it's really getting ready to do the correction. And it trades at really high volume, so that's a good one. That's a good one. If you hear my pen scratching in the background, Pavlos, it's because I'm writing that one down. Putting a star next to it. That could be a good one. And Pavlos gave us the smiley face. Bob's asking, where's the link for the $7 trial? Never felt comfortable trading options. Well, so the link is in the chat area there, Bob. And you know, if you're not comfortable with options, you don't have to trade them. You can just buy the shares or sell the shares. But we do give, you know, we use a very simple approach to options. If it's an uptrend, we go long the calls. If it's a downtrend, we go long the puts. We don't do spreads. We don't do any flying creatures, iron butterflies or anything like that. We keep it simple, and I love options because you know your capital's leveraged, you tie up less of it, and your risk is very well defined, right? If you buy a call contract, the only risk you have is the premium you paid. Same thing if you buy a put contract. The most you can lose is what you paid for the premium, and we just pay less than 2% of our account for the premium. You like that? Nile flying creatures? Yeah, condors, butterflies, iron butterflies. Yeah, we stay on the ground. Some people, yeah, Nile says some people make options way too complicated. It's not necessary. I agree. I agree. Keep it simple. Long calls, long puts. How far out do I go with options? You know, I got a whole methodology for that, James. We do our analysis on the chart. We try to predict based on the time of the other waves when it's going to hit our target, and we want to be at least 30 days out, preferably 60 days out from the expiration, so we don't get into the rapid time decay zone of an option contract. So everyone's a little different. But for the stock picks, we give you, I do all that analysis, and we give you the exact expiration date, strike price, and premium that we're going to pay for the contract. And so you just kind of get, you know, walked through that step by step. Bob's asking how big a count is recommended. Bigger the better, because we're, you know, we can't predict the future, but we've been profitable for years. But the minimum account size, I would say, to be able to trade effectively with options, because remember, we're only going to risk 2% of our account on any given trade. So that means on a $10,000 account, that would be what, 200 bucks? So 200 bucks is, you know, kind of the minimum price for most option contracts on you know, medium priced stocks. I'd say about 10K would be your medium, your minimum to really be in and profiting, being able to trade options the way we're doing it. Now, if you're just buying the stock, you know, there really is no minimum account size, because you buy the number of shares. We have a calculator built in. We take the entry price minus the stop price and divide it into 2% of our account. That tells us how many shares to buy. NIR is asking, is this being recorded? Yeah, absolutely, it's recorded. Absolutely. And we'll send a link out to everybody that registered. Okay. James is asking, how does futures trading differ from stock trading? So, you know, futures are different instruments. They're leveraged. You buy them on margin. But the analysis and the trading rules are the same. Absolutely the same. So the same rules and setups apply regardless of the time frame or the instrument. I hope that helps. So I'm going to grab a link real quick. So Bob asked about the link. I'm going to post it here in response to your question. So everybody should be able to see that. There's a link in the questions box, couple rows up where Bob asked where the link is. We put it there as well as in the chat area. And Lynn's posted a link. I do offer an options course, 6-module course. There's a link there with a 50% discount, I think. It's a discounted rate, 6-module course that walks through what are options and then my strategy, how I pick the absolute best contracts, how we interpret the Greek values, all that stuff, how we manage risk, how we trade options. It's a great course. The people who took it had great feedback on it. I think there's a few people in the room here who took the course and really liked it. Still nothing happening here on these charts here. So we made 2 runs at gold, and we lost just a little bit because we were able to manage the risk. Risk management is a huge part of my trading approach. Be more fun to demonstrate a couple cool winners here for guests in the room, but it's probably just as important to demonstrate risk management. That some trades lose, and we keep those losses really, really small, and then if it is going to run, then we get really big winners. Your win rate is an important statistic, how many trades you win versus lose, but a more important statistic is what's called your payout ratio, which is the ratio of the size of your winners to the size of your losers. Because if you can have a lousy win rate, you can win 30-40% of the time, but if your payoff ratio is big, you can still be profitable. And so we were saying, Pavlos, he's got a 75% win rate and a 3.5 to 1 payout ratio, meaning his winners, when he wins, they're 3.5 times bigger than his losers. So he's solidly in the green. Those are great trading stats. That's where you want to be. And he learned that in our Master Trader course. And that's available too. I think Lynn might have put a link up for that. I don't know if there's a link for the Master Traders course or not. Gives you everything about how to do Dow theory analysis, Elliott wave analysis, very simple, risk management, trade management, trading psychology, how to scale in once you're in a trade, how to add to a trade without adding risk. That's a cool technique. So good stuff. Again, there's some people in the room here who graduated from that course, and they gave really, really good feedback. It was really encouraging. It's a pretty new course for us. We kicked it off in March. Yeah, there's the link for the Master Trader course. You get that for half off. So Pedrick took the course. Here's his comment. I'll share it with you guys. Good job, Pedrick. Lorraine is here in the room. She's another student. She's been trading in sim on the NQ, and I think I haven't heard your updated stats, Lorraine, but you're doing good, right? You're moving towards proving that you can trade this, and when you get a good statistical basis for that, you'll be going live, putting real money on the line. Well, everything kind of died. Kind of got real slow there. So what's Janet saying? Nothing different than the minutes, I'm sure, right? So it is coming up on 12 o'clock. I don't think we're going to get any more setups. The market's kind of dying now. We can't go short on gold, even if that pyramid gets confirmed. Not yet. And ES is still stuck in that channel. It's not going anywhere. So I'll see if there's any more questions coming in, any other charts people want to look at, and if it's slowed down by noon, then noon Pacific would be 3 Eastern, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We did have some excitement. We got a couple setups. They didn't work out, but we kept it really, really small, so we didn't get hurt. And those work out probably 60–70% of the time. Those setups that I showed you here that I demonstrated work out to be pretty profitable. It's not 100%. Nothing's guaranteed. Key is, again, keeping the losers small. Hey, thanks, John. And we will see you. John's a member of the room. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Marco's asking, why do I keep the range bar at 8? It's 8 for gold, 5 for ES. For the 2-minute chart, that's kind of a good backup, a good kind of look inside some of those price bars. So 8 range on gold, 5 range on ES. I've played with different values. Those are good values when you contrast it to a 2-minute chart. If you were trading higher time frames, you'd probably want to up your range bars as well. You bet, Sammy. Thank you for coming. Hey, nice comment, Robert. Thanks. Okay. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Marco, we'll see you in the trading room. Yeah. Okay, Karen. Yeah, we'll send out a link. We'll send out an email to everybody that registered with a recording and the links that we talked about here too as well. Because when we close the room, if you didn't bookmark them, they'll be gone. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, Marco, look forward to seeing you. You can be in there tomorrow morning if you get signed up today. And then, you know, Monday through Thursday every week. Cool. We've got a new guest moderator who's going to be joining me. One of our students who has been doing phenomenally, and you will get to meet her next week. So have a co-moderator with me. And she says, oh boy, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's Rebecca. Rebecca's going to join us. It's going to be awesome. And Nur is asking, can I go over the setups one more time? You talk about the trade the news setup there. I can show that real quick here. Yeah, so there's the short setup. Big impulsive move, retracement into a Fibonacci zone, then a lower low, lower high, new low. We take an entry there. That's the short. Here's the one we took on gold. Big move up. It did retrace. New high, right? Pull back, new high. That's where we took it at right there. You bet. Okay. Well, it's noon. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks everybody for being here. That went pretty fast. Can't believe that was an hour and a half. But we did have some excitement as the news came out, and it was great. Hope to see many of you back. And again, we'll send out a link with the recording and the links for the different products, the stock pick, the courses, the trading room and stuff for people who are interested. Yeah, thank you, Marco, Nir, Rebecca. Prakash, you are welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, trade safe. Always use risk control. Always use stops. Don't let your losers be big. You know, keep the losers small, the winners big. All right. You guys take care, and we will see you next time. Bye.